Good evening, YouTube. What the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here. We're going to be watching Ninja Hun take on Ben Supergeel. And this is a Sisters of Avalorn build for sure, coming up against Malekith, a Khainite assassin, and a pretty sizable army of Dark Elves here. Should be very interesting. Alarielle's actually going to be on her Eagle this time with the support of another Eagle. Spear Line Infantry, so it's going to be cheap infantry. Then we've got this Fireborn Dragon Princess, which has anti-large. It's going to be a pretty cool unit. I don't know how much their anti-large is. Let's actually check it out. Weapon string. That's pretty significant at 18. Anyway, the Reaper Bolt Throwers are going to be brutal because they're going to be able to do a lot of damage to these extremely expensive Sisters of Avalorn. So the Dark Elf is going to get a nice value here. Looks like the Khainite Assassin's going to be attacked here by the two Eagles. Good choice because he's pretty low armor. These Eagles might... Oh, with the Witch Elves right there. Ooh, gosh. Oh wow, this could be really bad. I don't know how Ninja Hun's units haven't berserked yet. This one did. Alarielle is extremely lucky right now. The Sisters of Avalorn are obviously going to try and close the distance to destroy the Reaper Bolt Throwers, I would think. Right here they're going to be used to try and get the Black Art Corsairs off of Alarielle. Yeah, look at the Dragon Prince is going to do the charge here. That's going to be gruesome. Oh man, those Sisters have got to move up and take out the Bolt Throwers. Let's see if they do. So Alarielle gets free. Looks like she's going to go after the Bolt Throwers. Khainite Assassins headed her way though too. The Dragon Princes are going to pull out, let the Spearmen take this fight. Good choice. Yep. Alright, now the Sisters of Avalorn are going to completely own the Bolt Throwers. But on this flank there's infantry led by Malekith, who's also an infantry unit in this case, trying to make its way to the Sisters. And these Witch Elves are a pretty fast unit. Yeah, and the Witch Elves potentially going to berserk the Fireborn here, which would be very bad. So this is a rough position. Sisters of Avalorn are decent in melee, but without having used their ammo, they're not a unit that you want to put into melee. And the Reaper Bolt Throwers were not killed because of a Black Guard of Nagaron. So they're going to keep firing. The infantry fight's going to be kind of a slow slog out here. The Star of Avalorn's going to keep these cavalry alive, so that was a good play by Ninja Hun. But again, more Witch Elves. Witch Elves are an extremely frustrating unit to deal with. Though you can see these ones over here actually get bested in melee by the Sisters. And right here, these Sisters could probably turn around and beat these Dread Spears, but the longer they're in melee, the worse it is because they don't get to use their ammo, right? They really need to use their ammo. Oh, those Bolt Throwers, they are going to take a toll. The Dragon Princess has racked up 85 kills. This is going to be good. A Spearman's going to push through here. It's going to get intercepted, but at least it'll put some pressure back here. They've got an attack order on the Bolt Throwers, so if they can get through and disrupt it, that'll be worth it. Alright, the Sisters trying to push out another Black Art Corsair. And over here, the Fireborn finally go berserk. And they're going to give way, but not before they don't cause some pretty significant damage with 110 kills. I don't know if it was worth it, but they did kill a lot of units. The infantry fight is slowly grinding out in the favor of the Dark Elves right now, and the murderous prowess and mastery kicking in. The Bolt Throwers, some got disrupted. Ooh, Alarielle was now the target of some anti-large bolts on that Bolt Thrower, and she took a nasty hit right there. Now remember, these Sisters of Avalorn are pretty good in melee, but they still have a lot of their ammunition left that they're going to want to use. Some of them are berserking because of these Witch Elves they're fighting. There are more Witch Elves and Malekith on the way, though Malekith could be in trouble here. Him and the Khainite Assassin are going to be pretty exposed if they can't catch these Sisters. Malekith's under fire right now. Actually, there's some more Dread Spears that have regrouped. Alarielle needs to be careful. Ooh, she's getting shot at by the Bolt Throwers. Actually, the infantry fight going quite well for the High Elves right now. That martial prowess paying dividends. Malekith temporarily disrupted. There's going to be Soul Stealer. That's going to hurt. Again, these Sisters are no slouches in melee, but right now they're still trying to fire rather than melee, which I think kind of makes sense. They can do a lot more damage. Looks like they're going to try and re-damage Malekith. Here's a Star of Avalorn. Very nice timing by Ninja Hun. It's going to help heal up the Spearmen. and heal up Alarielle while helping fight that K-Knight assassin. There's an Earthblood, no, it's just Star of Avalorn, Assassin's Trophy right now in play, so that hurts. Malekith is kind of getting split up here. Ooh, the Dark Elves did win that infantry fight in the end because that Spearman was pulled out. But the Spearman being pulled out now keeps the K-Knight assassin busy. Alarielle picked up a whole bunch of health there. She can probably maybe get a fear route here on these Dread Spears. So this is actually looking pretty bleak for the High Elves here. There's an entire unit of Blackguard left. I do not know how Alarielle's going to fish her way out of this. That anti-large fire coming off the bolt throwers is just gruesome. Just a few Sisters of Avalorn left. Malekith still in very good health. Yeah, this almost seems like it's a bridge too far at this point for the High Elves. I don't know how they get through this. They got enough ammo here to do a lot of damage to those Blackguard. Instead, they're going to target the K-Knight assassin. Going to regroup some Sisters over here. These Sisters are running away from Malekith. And let's see if Alarielle can silence these bolt throwers once and for all. These bolt throwers have caused tremendous damage. This unit's pretty much gone. Let's see, and yeah, the regroup. Fireborn is going to actually play a clutch role here. Oh, Malekith laying down some brutal magic there. That Sisters of Avalorn almost gone. This Blackguard is going to be the toughest unit to remove, and Malekith. I don't know how you do such a thing at this point. Maybe if all the Sisters regroup and cause a ton of damage, Ninja Hun might be able to pull it back. Some Black Art Corsairs that regrouped here as well, but they're not going to do any good against the Fireborn. Or Alarielle, for that matter. Alarielle's just healed as much as she can heal. The High Elves are trying to keep their distance from the fights right now, and yep, this is good for the High Elves now. A bunch of units regrouping, opportunities to cause damage. This Fireborn could be clutch. It's now got 150 kills. Some Spearmen have regrouped. K-Knight Assassin's going to get killed by Alarielle, I believe. Oh, she plows right through the Blackguard. They haven't landed any attacks, though. Yes, they did, actually, right there. Let's see if she can stay ahead of those Blackguard. Looks like she will. These two Spearmen trying to stay away from an engagement, but not successfully yet. The regrouped Sisters did get rid of a Black Art Corsair, but they've now got a Dread Spear there, and then there's a Spearman approaching from over here. So the High Elves are going to have to use the resources extremely well. This K-Knight Assassin could come back from routing, and that could be very devastating. Here comes the Fireborn, going to hit a rear charge. All these units need to clear out before the Blackguard arrives, because if they stay, they're going to die, and they will be able to do so. Really curious to see whether this Assassin comes back, because of his armor-piercing missile damage. That could be a clutch play. Okay, now the Sisters of Avalorn all back. Some of them have a considerable amount of ammunition left. Some, not so much. Remember, they are decent in melee. They're not going to be great, but they're going to be pretty good against low armor units. But here, the question is, do they have enough ammo to work this Blackguard down? That's going to be the real question. The K-Knight Assassin is going to get escorted out by Alarielle. And then the Dragonborn using their massive 80 charge bonus here effectively to single out units. Oh, it's going to be tough. That Blackguard's actually not getting hit by a ton of the shots right at the moment. See how quickly it just gets rid of these Spearmen. Blackguard is such a tough unit. So let's see, take an inventory here. There's a few Spearmen, a very healthy Malekith, a pretty healthy Blackguard. It's slowly being worn out, but not fast enough. The tree's now giving them a little cover too. But all the damage that can be done on that Blackguard is going to be damage, important damage. He's going to single out a Dread Spear here. It's going to get hit by the Dragonborn and several other units. This is going to be a Soul Stealer though. Oh, that's going to hurt so bad because it's going to take health from Alarielle that she badly needs and give it to Malekith, who is already quite healthy. Wow. Still very curious to see how the High Elves could potentially win this. It sure does not look possible. Alarielle is on her last legs. I'm not sure if she has any magic to summon up. There's a Blackguard and Malekith who are very healthy, and that's why the power bar is spun against the High Elves here, and understandably so. The Dragonborn's going to be used to chase down routing units. The High Elves are going to get all their remaining units together, which they should. And looks like Ninja Hun's going to just try and pull away from the forest in order to try and get the Dark Elves to come out. And it looks like he's trying to summon up all of the magic that he can. If he could get a heal off on some of these units, it could be very important. Dragonborn's going to crush that Black Arc Corsair, get away quite safely. So it's another Dark Elf unit. Anything that helps push this power bar is going to be very helpful. The Dark Elves are like, alright, we're not coming out there. We're going back to our forest. It's kind of funny, the Dark Elves being the ones that hide in the forest. Then they're going to come out again because they're trying to bring an end to the battle. Ninja Hun trying to be very patient here with the potential comeback. He doesn't want to give up. The Sisters of Avalorn have ammo here. They're going to get a target order now. The Blackguard is the right target, and they're out in the open, and they're in a blocky formation instead of a wide formation. So that could be a critical mistake by the Dark Elf player, because you can see that blocky formation, just how much damage even just a few of those armor-piercing arrows did. And now with the Fireborn roaming around, I don't know about Malekith. He's still going to be hard to kill, but I'm pretty sure the infantry can be wrapped up successfully because of the poor formation on those Blackguard. So obviously they're just going to avoid a fight with Malekith while they try and work down these units. And the Fireborn are going to just come over here and threaten. They won't necessarily be able to kill these units because that Blackguard's still too powerful. Gonna need to use all the ammo from these Sisters. It looks like there is gonna be a melee here to probably try and set up a rear charge for the Fireborn. Yep. So the Fireborn are gonna come in here and use their 80 charge bonus. Should be pretty devastating. So it is gonna get rid of the Dread Spears, and the Blackguard are just barely hanging on. The Fireborn's starting to take a little damage. That Blackguard not giving up even after the rear charge, and they are now starting to cause a lot of damage. Oh boy. I think the Fireborn may have stayed in melee a little longer than they should have, trying really hard, but Alarielle actually an Arcane Conduit and an Earthblood. So this Earthblood may be clutch. Still in favor of the Dark Elves, but with the Blackguard off the field, can the High Elves put up enough of a fight to kill Malekith? This guy's no slouch in melee. He's going to have to kill quite a few spears and 8 Fireborn, who have managed to rack up an absurd number of kills. I'm assuming we're going to see the use of the rest of these volleys. You got 4 volleys. Might as well use it all. This is going to be a very, very close finish. I'm still kind of thinking that Malekith wins this. But I'm not exactly sure. Alright, so almost all the ammunition's gone there from the Sisters. They have caused a pretty good amount of damage. About as best they can do here. That should be the final volley coming out there, basically. There may be like 1 or 2 arrows left. Malekith's going to get into melee over here, and they're going to surround him and try and take him out of the fight. Oh, the Blackguard regrouped. This is bad news for the High Elves. Great news for the Dark Elves. The Fireborn see it. They're going to charge. This is good. Do it while they're unbraced. See if you can just punt them right back out of the battle before they can cause damage, and they did. Now Malekith's left here. He is surrounded by infantry at this point. Leadership is low. Alarielle is barely hanging on to life. Might be able to use her charge bonus to good effect here, though. See, I'm going to slow down the scroll speed so we can get up close here and catch Malekith in combat. Here he is trying to fight his way out of a surrounding. Will we see Alarielle enter combat, or will she just hang out to hold the leadership up? Right now, that's what she's doing, is just hanging over the fight, using her arcane conduit, trying to hold leadership up. If she could get an Earthblood off here, you can't heal much, but any little bit could swing the battle. So Malekith just, he's no Crone Hellebron here. This is where Crone Hellebron would probably be excelling, except against those Fireborn. But yeah, Malekith is apparently not set up for a big anti-infantry fight here. That's going to end up being, it looks like, I don't know, it's still a very close fight. Malekith's still got about half his health. I was going to say it looks like Ninja Hun's going to win this, but still not 100% convinced here. If Malekith had any magic or abilities left too, it could be pretty bad. Like a Soul Stealer or something right now would just be crushing. But Soul Stealer takes a lot of magic, and it's unlikely he has that much magic in this late game. You can see both spellcasters trying to get the stand your ground here. That's going to help him. Leadership for Malekith is not dropping much. He's holding a very steady leadership here, and you can see Ninja Hun is just trying to wear him down with all the infantry. Might as well. The leadership is holding together, if only just, for the High Elves, but units are starting to break. Malekith is taking his toll here. Wonder when or if we will start seeing charges from Alarielle the Radiant. She does have a 62 charge bonus, 390 weapon strength. Couldn't hurt. She'll have to come down to the ground if all of the units rout. But some of them are regrouping. Let's see what happens here. Okay, here comes Alarielle. Nope, it's a feint. Is she gonna dive in here or not? There she is. She's gonna come in from that angle. Oh, and she gets a crushing blow on Malekith with that single charge. It's gonna be enough. So that is probably one of the more epic comebacks I've ever seen in this game. So congrats to Ninja Hun, man. That was something. That was pretty cool. Alarielle, 210 kills. Wow. Good grief. And then that Dragonborn didn't, I mean, it did a lot of work before it initially routed. Came back and did at least that much work, maybe more, after it came back from routing. So pretty impressive. Great game from Ben Supergale there. Man, that was a good fight, and you did some tremendous damage with those bolt throwers. And really interesting build here with a lot of low armor, high damage units, which kind of makes sense if you think about the High Elves. They would have to bring something like a bunch of sword masters. Yep. So I mean, so short of sword masters, this infantry is going to be pretty devastating against most High Elf units. So it kind of makes sense. The Witch Elves are fast. They disrupt things. There are a lot of different builds that the High Elves can bring, but it's pretty common probably to counter an Alarielle build at this point, which someone might think would be archer heavy. He's got the range to do it. He's got fast units for the flanks or other things. He's got some anti-large, some anti-infantry. So it's not a bad build by any means. And fun build from Ninja Hun, him trying to use these very expensive units to good effect. In the end, they probably did help, but obviously you can see the challenge of bringing these really expensive units is that they become a target for artillery and other units, and you have to protect them. And that's the challenge with investing a ton of money all in a few units. But hey, good game to them both. Like I said, hope you all enjoyed it. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I'll be back with some more Total War Warhammer 2 soon.